The only thing they should be buffing are her her costumes.
Oh,
so you know what I mean. So she can get like, so we can pay attention more about the two things that she's very good at, that she excels.
What were you gonna buff?
Yeah, like the left and the right fans. You know the
only fans, the only fans on the screen. You freaky frog.
It's so funny.
Hello, gamers. From this side to the other side, to my side, to your side. It is one half of the Champerino experience. The other half is over there. You see that big old head sitting across from me, taking up 75% of that screen space.
That's right.
We're excited. This is episode. You know what episode this is, champ?
7?
Oh man, this motherfucker's good. He's paying attention, guys. Yeah. I'm gonna give him a Scooby snack. It's episode 7 of the Fighter Academy podcast with my favorite Nintendo bot of all time, FChamp Ryan.
My man tried to trick me with numbers.
Try to trick you with numbers. I know that's like your superpower. That is true.
That's insane. Okay,
that's cool. True. I trolled. Right. You're right. You're right. All right. So, champ.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Let's talk about the discussions today. I'm gonna point these out to the chat. All right, guys. We got our BAM results. Okay, Battle Arena Melbourne that happened in Australia this weekend. Topanga League, we're gonna go over that. Goodbye to season 2. Mwah! Long kiss, good night. We're gonna go into the book of the week, Q&As, and then release the chaos. The chaos of the patch. You like my Shao Kahn laugh? Did you like that laugh?
Yes, I like that one. That's
I was practicing that for you. Okay,
yeah,
awesome, cool. All right, so if you guys haven't already, of course, follow Champ's channel, follow my channel, show some love, subscribe, do everything that you can to support both of our platforms, because this is the best podcast in the world. Like, why else wouldn't you support this dynamic? It's the most raw, the most honest, the most cutthroat, uncut, in your face, abrasive form of communication that you can get on this side of the Twitch sun. So let us begin, motherfuckers. Bam! No pun intended, but bam, bam, bam. All right, no Flintstones.
Okay.
Let's talk about it. All right, champ. So we can go through. I'll go through Tekken really quick. And then we'll go to Street Fighter. Okay.
You first.
All right. So Tekken 8. Arslan Ash. You know, it's like at this point, it's like him and Nee are taking turns winning tournaments. It's pretty funny, right? They're just like, oh no, you go, no, I go, no, you go, no, I go.
Those two basically win like 60 or 50% of all the tournaments. Both. Yeah, and then the other goes to the other side though. But yeah, still, but that's a huge share.
Yeah, they're just basically holding hands on the throne right now as undisputed best in the world.
Sure.
So he ends up winning over Farzin, who is one of his Pakistani brethrens in grand finals. It was a super close 3-2 set in winners side. Arslan Ash was sent to losers by, I think, Rangchu, or it was some Korean.
Rangchu.
I think so. Might have been. I could be wrong. Or Chirikin. There's one of the two. I forgot which one.
I have a take on this one. If you can't even pronounce their name, brother, let's move on to fucking Tekken.
Chikurin, that's what it was.
Let's go to Street Fighter.
Whatever. No. But the reason I'm bringing this up, I know you're like, why the fuck are we talking about Tekken? But because there's something I do want to get your insight on. Okay. Arslan Ash wins the first set 3-2, but then he steamrolled the dude 3-0 in the second set. So I was going to ask your perspective of, like, you know, of course Arslan is favored there, right? But do you think because he doesn't win that first set, he kind of had that pressure of, I need to win this, I can't afford to get reset, because Arslan only gets better as the set goes on?
I think it's just he has a higher win rate, but then obviously than his opponent, right? Mm-hmm. So a bigger sample size would just award him the W most of the time, right? So it's not a surprise to me. So like, sure, we can add the tournament dynamic of like, oh yeah, this guy has a like a mental block against Arslan. We can say that too, right? Mm-hmm. But like at the end of the day, his win rate is win rate. His win rate is always going to be true, right? At the end of the day, a huge sample, unless Arslan plays worse than his standard and this guy overperforms, is the only way the other side wins anyways. So it's really difficult for that to happen.
I feel like experience might have kicked in. I think experience probably kicked in too for him, right? At that point.
Definitely, for sure. Yeah. Imagine like Punk or Mena or like, you know, those cats, right? Like in the grand finals. Like they can lose for sure, but it takes a lot more from them messing up, right? Plus their opponent playing very, very well that day in order for them to lose. In most cases, yeah. Pretty standard.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. So then, Fatal Fury, ZJZ beats Punko. Also was a really close first set. That seems to be a thing with like top players. The first set is always like tooth and nail, right?
It's a giveaway.
Yeah.
The problem that's the problem though. Like remember Angry Bird said that in the Evo, right? He said, I don't care about the first set, right? Because if I can get a winner side, it doesn't matter. I don't care about the first set, right? What I care about is winning the whole thing, right? You know, in this interview. So like most of the time, if you're on the winner side, so let's say you could do this. You could bust out and be like, I'm gonna use all my energy and show all my, you know, whatever I have a read on this guy's strategy. I'm gonna go for these things, and then you blow all that shit out the water, and it didn't work, and then you lose. And now by the time you get the second set, you kind of like have to gather more and collect data and then execute. It's a lot tougher. Instead, you can just play standard, which is like collecting data and just playing to win, sure. And you're not necessarily giving away a lot unless you have to. You know, it's kind of like using your level 3 when it's only gonna kill, but instead of level 3, use that as kind of like your hits. You know, saving the hits later, right? Kind of. Yeah, use it when it's only gonna actually benefit the set. So yeah, that's why most of the time they lose the first set.
That's basically like an ace up your sleeve type of thing, right? It's like you save it for like
that's huge.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
That's huge. You know, in other esports, let's say even if there's a loser side, let's say it gets in the loser side, if you somehow go from the loser side after you get sent to loser, right, and you climb all the way up, you don't have to beat the guy on the winner side twice. 2 sets. Let's say if it's a 4 out of 7, you're just +1.
Right. That's how it in Valorant.
Yeah.
It's like they get a map advantage or something like that.
Yes,
it's like a clean slate, but a map advantage, which is supposed to theoretically favor them, but it's still like a race to 3 or whatever the fuck.
I'm actually thinking which one is more favored there in the most part. Like, sure, you can argue you can lose all those 3 games, right? In the other, right? First to 3, right? But this one, you only got to win 3 games, and this dude has to win 4 games. That matters when it comes to the risk. Like, let's say, because if you win the first game of that one, you're technically only need to win 2, and this dude he still needs to win 4.
Right.
I think the other one also has an advantage depending on the, like, whatever character dynamic, right? You know, I think both is just as good.
I think it's brutal as fuck either way. I think it's pretty brutal, right? Like, just especially like the added pressure of like you said, the math. It's like, yo, if I don't win this first map, or if I don't win this, whatever it is, right? Whatever the advantage is, now we're even, and then now it's like oh shit, all of my advantage is gone already.
I mean, I've been to so many losers finals, winners finals, grand finals in my fighting game career. But then, you know, when John Choi, one of my mentors, you know, were telling me, like, just treat it just one game at a time. It doesn't matter. It's not a grand final. It's not a winners finals. It's not a losers finals. It's just one game. So just win one game. Can you do that for me? You know, when he would tell me that, that makes more sense. Just win one game. Yeah. So instead of like trying to be nervous and thinking about all these things outside of it, yeah, just play one game. I just need to win one game anyways. Yeah, just one game.
Were they holding you like this? Were they holding you like this? Like, and you're like, and they're like, it's okay, just shut the fuck up.
Look, you can see that on the stage, brother. They went there to the stage with me, brother, when I was fucking cooking. Like, they went there just to tell me that. Because I got smoked so hard by Mr. Daigo. And then they told me, just win one game.
What tournament was this? Was it SCR?
Like the SCR, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what's up, Big Bill? How are you? First fight is better, but yeah, you gotta give advantage to the winner side though. But the argument there also, the fact that the loser side had to beat so many more players. Like, so that's why in the other esports title, they don't have that loser side, like, getting to the grand finals to have to win 2 sets. They're just down a game. But it's 4 out of 7, you know? Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, so ZJZ beats Punko. He beats him. Hotaru, and then, you know, Punko's playing Gato, and Punko's getting pretty close to getting that big elusive victory, you know. And we talked about how players, it's like inevitable, and it feels like it's inevitable for him. He might end up winning EWC, who knows, right? Because he's been playing really good at this game.
Inevitable for sure. He's gonna win. Yeah, I just don't know if he's gonna be the biggest championships, but like, he's gonna win for sure. He's a winner.
Yeah, 100%. So that's like one of those things. Like, everybody can just kind of see it because he's just getting like that much closer to the glory.
Yes.
Right.
So crazy. He wasn't passionate about Street Fighter 5. He wasn't passionate about Street Fighter 6. No, fuck that. I'm not playing that. the fucking King of Fighters or COTW comes out and he's passionate about it and he plays it.
Yeah,
and starts
he's
cooking,
fucking
you know?
amazing
It's
at it.
nice.
Yeah,
I love it.
that
Yeah,
shit
it's
is
great.
pretty dope. That's all you need, man. It's like some people could just fight through the dread and the, you know, like they could just persist, right? And they're
You don't get
resilient.
worse in fighting games. Like, you don't get worse.
Yeah, but I'm
You
saying
get
like,
rusty.
but I'm saying if you don't have the, some people, they need that fucking emotional like momentum or motivation to do something.
Oh,
And
yes,
he's
the
one of them.
confidence.
He's
The
one of them.
confidence is needed for sure. The confidence, like after you start cooking, in order for you to win the big things, you need to have confidence. Like the actual true confidence, yeah.
But I wouldn't even say that's confidence. I'm saying like emotional
Momentum,
investment.
maybe?
You know what I'm saying? Like an investment.
Oh, you mean that?
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Some people, like, you could probably play without that if you, and still win. I know Mena could do it. Knuckle Dude definitely has done it because that motherfucker did not like Street Fighter 5 and he won Capcom Cup for that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but some players can do it. Like, but me, I'm the type of person, like, I have to really
Like
enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I have to because that's what taps into the creative reservoirs of my brain. If I don't enjoy it,
important.
then I can't tap into like the childlike nature of learning and applying and figuring stuff out, you know? And then
that's makes who you are, man. Yeah, that's good.
Like what helped me with 5 was I enjoyed Sagat. I was like, wow, the horse shit of this game, I will fucking deal with it just because I love learning this character. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, what's up, Noah? How are you, fam?
But if you don't have that,
I know what you mean.
If you don't have that, like, and you're a person that really, like, I honestly, I rely on it, or like at least propels me, then it's gonna show in whatever it is that you do. You know what I'm saying? That's why our podcast is so fire, because I fucking love this. You know what I'm saying? I love fucking correcting your crazy schemes and trying to, you know, do that deep state Nintendo bullshit you like to do. And then, you know, I love putting, you know, that's my favorite part of the stream, you know? So it's just so easy for me to love this.
Okay.
You know
okay. Fine.
Okay, so next, all right, Street Fighter 6.
Okay, we'll talk about this
So
one.
So a Kimberly wins. A Kimberly.
Yes.
Kimberly
I'm gonna
wins.
tell you some context.
I consider this a major, by the way. 100%.
So this is so obviously BAM tournament. A Kimberly won. Narikun won.
You consider this a tournament, right? This is a major tournament.
It is. It's a major tournament, like a tier 3, tier 2. But I relegated to what maybe tier 4 for like maybe actually 3 different reasons. Like, well, number 1, it was unplayable for a lot of players. I specifically actually messaged the players too.
That's fair.
And I got a response that I would not name, but you know, obviously you saw Nephew tweet out about it. Like basically the tournament had no VRR in their monitors, and it's worse than a 60 hertz like monitor they're playing on, basically, because you don't have VRR. So the PlayStation is basically giving 3 to 4 frames of input delay on top, because the monitor settings did not have VRR. So that's what's been a big take. So that's why if you see the quality of the matches, all sorts of the drop, everybody got DI'd by the others. And so that's why the crazier like things can happen, you know, in the whole tournament because of that. But that's kept happening. And you see Nephew tweet about it, show some pictures and stuff as well. But then I asked some of the players that just recently played as well. And then they said, brother. That's why they all got DI'd. It was nonsense. That's why they have no whip punch. They're just doing things too. Can you imagine how trying to stop? You know, by the way, I never discredited the win of Narcon, because at the end of the day, everybody had to play within the
same conditions.
The same conditions, right? So I'm just saying, but there's an asterisk, you know, from the tournament, because the tournament itself, like, kind of like it kind of like fucks with the integrity of the entire event in a way, you know. The
you could say that with so many things, though, bro. You could say that with so many tournaments. Like the stream setup at Combo Breaker was not fucking. That shit was ass, in my opinion.
Yes, but you're not. It's not like this. That one had VRR at least. This one had none, brother. I mean, have you play underwater? Bring your monitor underwater.
Okay, all right,
and let us know.
Do you want to play underwater, or do you want to fight in quicksand? Like it's the same fucking bullshit. It's trash either way.
Wait, Noah said it tier 1. Tier 1 what? BAM? What the fuck is BAM tier 1?
No. Pay attention to what I said. It's like, I'm fighting underwater or I'm fighting in quicksand, Mr. FChamp. It doesn't fucking matter. It's trash either way. Off stream, Combo Breaker setups were amazing. I was like, wow, what the fuck? This is the best PS5 setups I've ever played on. And I go on stream and I was like, dear God, what the fuck just happened? Am I fighting Poseidon? Am I fucking fighting Poseidon and he got home court advantage, game 7 on the road. What the fuck is this?
I mean,
so you could question if you're talking about integrity, then you could say the same thing with stream status because top 8 is all on stream.
well, like it's a different effect though. If you're telling me like the lag on some of the tournaments, but they have VRR on with a 144 hertz monitor. This one they have 120 hertz monitor with no VRR, so that's gonna play a lot worse than a 60 hertz, brother. That's gonna be insane. That's massive. Okay, and do you remember the Kings of Lag? The tournament in fucking UK or London, whatever the hell, the Kings of Lag, whatever the fuck that shit is, when everybody is complaining about the lag.
That is so disrespectful.
Okay. All right, so that tournament of Kings of Lag, right, when they were playing on Samsung goddamn monitors for school. Okay, what do you think about that? Do you think that's just legit? That ain't legit, brother. Okay, so what I'm saying, like, I'm not blaming players. I'm talking about the TO or the tournament itself.
Okay.
The players will play because the players love to play. The players will compete regardless. I'm talking. Okay. I'm speaking for the people that's gonna attend these events.
But it's still like, a tier 1 event because the people that show up.
How's it tier 1?
It's the people that show up.
Brother, not everybody. Not okay. How many top 10 players showed up in BAM? Was there Taquito? Okay. Was there a Mena? Punk? No, right? No Kakeru, right? Okay. Was there Birds? No. How the fuck you say this shit tier 1?
I mean, wait. To be fair, to be fair, most of them already qualified, so they have no reason to go.
Okay, but so does that mean that's still gonna be what? So the tier of the event doesn't change then?
Well, I mean, nah, because the stakes are still
on how many skills. No, how much skill is there in the tournament? That's how you determine the event. How do you classify an event there? It's how many actual world-class players are attending, how stacked that fucker is.
So all right. So you mean to tell me if a bunch of people were set to attend Combo Breaker but didn't show up, that would change the tier of the event?
Well, first of all, so Combo Breaker had too many of world-class players. Like I'm talking saying, like if you have a top 100 there.
If top 10 didn't show up, would that change the
No,
tier
it would still
event?
be because they have from fucking 20. Yeah, they have the top 11 all the way to 100. Okay. And like the BAM, imagine if I tell you the winners finals in BAM is like against a new player, right? A new pro, right? What's his name? Something about forgot his name, but he plays Ed, okay? And then the other cat, he plays he's Narakun, he plays Kimberly. Okay. So like if you think about it, that's and then you got Chris Wong, which is his very first top 8 in like 2 years or a year and a half, right? And then who did he fight at?
Cien was there, Oil King was there,
Chris Wong, and Oil King was there in loser's side.
Hot Dog was there.
Hot Dog was there. Yeah, I didn't say like there were no doubt, but I'm saying to call that an event like tier 1 would be insane.
Okay, but it's not tier 3 or 4. What the fuck?
I think that's a tier 3 event. I think that's a tier 3 event.
No way, bro.
So.
A tier 3 event is like...
What's a tier 3?
A tier 3 event is like fucking Texas Showdown, bro. That is not Texas Showdown, man.
I would think that would be a tier 4.
Wait, what's tier 4? Texas Showdown?
No, I'm saying like... Okay, I classify tier 1 events as Grand Slam events. Like the ones that also like are fully stacked events. That's how I classify it. For instance, like a Capcom Cup is a tier 1 event.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So all premier events of Capcom Cup is tier 1 events, right? All the fucking premier events is a tier 1, right? Okay. Evo, all the Evos tier 1. Okay. All right. So how the fuck is BAM a fucking you're considering to be tier 1? It's a tier 2.
I won't give you tier 1. I won't give you a tier 1. I'll say tier 2 though. Okay. I'll say tier 2.
Okay, so what other tier 2 events we have there? What other tournament that you could say is a tier 2 event?
I don't know, like UFA?
That's tier 1.
Is it tier 1 because that's a premier event?
Yes. That's tier 1.
So then, yeah, so this makes even more sense that it's a tier 2 event. There's no way that this tournament is on the level of a combo breaker.
I didn't say combo breaker.
I'm saying Texas Showdown.
I mean, if everything is tier 1, brother, then what the fuck are we doing?
No.
Wait, mind you,
you corrected me on that. I changed my mind on that.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? My head ain't
But
as
this tournament-
fortified as yours,
Brother,
where I can't
they're
change my
using
fucking opinion.
elementary school monitors, brother, in this tournament.
Yeah, but again, that
So I
it's
don't
the
even
players
consider
that
it
show up.
an esports event.
You just
I don't
said
even
it's the
consider it a
players
fucking
that
event.
attend that determine the quality.
Yes,
of,
I know that. I know that. I know, but like based on the fucking experience of the players, I don't. How do you call yourself like a fucking esports tournament or a tournament to begin with if your fucking equipment for people to fly all over there to go there is gonna have a shitty experience? Mind you, people that never complains are complaining. Do you understand that? How insane that is?
Yeah, but that's my point with the monitors on the stream. It's like you can make the same argument for that. So does that mean the integrity of the tournament's done? Is because top 8 is all played on a laggy fucking stream setup?
No. I'm saying like it has affected the results in a way, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not. No, you don't discredit the winner ever. I'm mostly talking about this for the players, so the players will have a great experience any tournament they go.
Yeah.
That's why I'm speaking up. I'm not necessarily. I don't get. I'm not like attacking whoever wins there or performs good
sure.
or who got an upset with that. I care more about the players, but I'm talking about like the TOs. If they're gonna fucking go to Best Buy and get the fucking clearance sale monitors to save like an extra $20 somewhere. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? And these motherfuckers be like, yeah, we hosting a fucking tournament here, baby. Like, you know what I mean? Doing things like that, bro. Like, bro, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Somebody needs to say something about that shit. That shit's some stupid shit. And now y'all motherfuckers want to say that they're like tier 2 event. Motherfucker, they're like tier 7 to me, okay?
There can't be
tier
that
69,
man. Not because
fuck that. No, do you understand? Nobody's going to go to that shit anymore, right? Do you understand? That's the last motherfucker. The only people going to go to BAM are the people who made them or people from Australia based on that experience. I'm serious. That's the last one, brother. After that tournament, brother, I'm telling you this shit. That's it. I'm protecting the players, I think, from what I'm doing, because I want the players to have a great time. Because mind you, do you see the registration for Evo this year?
Yeah, it's 400 bangers.
It's $300, brother, to register.
Yeah, I saw it was 400 for Canadians. That's why I said that.
Yeah, okay. Think about that shit for a second. Think about that. Okay? What if, like, that's going to be slowly a standard to most tournaments? It's probably going to be like 150, 160, right? Eventually, right? Okay? Some of them are already 100 plus. And then you go there, you're fucking on like playing on like some clearance sale monitors.
The Macintosh.
I'm saying all of this so the players that's actually supporting the event doesn't get like that shitty experience. That's all. That's why I'm saying this. like I just want those players to actually.
Clearly you work at fucking
time.
Capcom, bro. Look at your background. You're in the fucking HQ right now. So why don't you do something about it, huh? Why don't you just turn around and fucking tell those fuckers to do something?
Is Capcom hosting tournaments?
They're not
the TOs.
Why the fuck are you in the office?
They sell the IP. They sell the IP.
Plants ain't yours?
I mean, no. I'm here at the Capcom office. I'm trying to extract the actual patch notes. You know.
You couldn't wait 90
minutes?
minutes?
You know, like Capcom is a bit backwards, right? They would release the patch. The patch notes is like 3 hours later after.
No, not today.
Right?
It's coming out at 10 o'clock exactly on the dot.
They said that.
That's what they said.
Patch notes.
Why don't you turn around and ask them?
Those motherfuckers, but those guys are so backwards. I swear to God. Did you see Capcom Cup how high Cocker was? Do you see his eyes? He's high as fuck, right? I'm telling you right now, the people working on these fucking scheduling for Capcom was smoking with Cocker in the back. Those motherfuckers are too high the whole time. Because this doesn't make sense, brother. Look at our scheduling. They said they're gonna release on like what, June 5 or something. Oh, you know what? Due to time zone differences, we're gonna make it June 4 now. Like they keep changing. That's when you know they're high as fuck, bro. I'm telling you, this is my take on this shit. The whole time, these motherfuckers over there, they're just high, too high.
Interesting. Very interesting.
That's just my take on this.
Interesting. Okay. So
they're releasing the patch notes with Elena for sure. We know that, but it's never like they never release it the moment the patch goes live. They release it a few hours later.
All right. So we want to make a bet on this. I have faith. All right. Unlike you Nintendo bot, that Capcom.
So wait. Let's clarify this first. So we're gonna get the patch basically in an hour and 20 from now, correct?
Yes.
The moment the server shuts down,
yes,
it will update the Steam.
Yes.
But the moment I launch Steam,
yes,
that means I will have the patch notes.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Within 10 minutes.
Okay. 10 minutes?
Within
so
10 minutes.
At 7:10. So at 7:10 on the dot, we should have the patch notes.
I mean,
it would not.
Is it 7:10 over there? Aren't you in fucking Capcom HQ? You fucking Nintendo bot. Why you acting like you're on the West Coast?
Don't change the topic.
You can't fool me.
Change the topic. I'm trying to. Don't change the topic. You said that, right? Okay, is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. I just want you to, if you were West Coast right now, yes, that was the exact time.
Okay.
7:10.
Then we'll see. Let's see what happens.
Gentlemen, shake my hand. What the fuck? No, my hand's over here, pal. What are you shaking off screen for? Thank you. God, can't trust these fucking Dawson players. All right, so Narakun wins with Kimberly against Sahara. I know you said that it was kind of a shaky. I guess can't really credit the legitimacy.
No, you credit the players.
No, I'm saying the legitimacy of it, because it's like, they're all playing on fucked up monitors, and it's like Kimberly's kind of stupid as fuck too.
No. I give credit to the player. The players there perform to the best of their ability. Shout out to the players there. Congratulations, Narikun, to the Ed player Sahara. Shout out to all those guys. Hot Dog, and everybody performed there. They did good. They did the best that they could. So.
But I feel like Kimberly, like in that Poseidon Atlantis environment, is kind of overwhelming. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'm telling you right now, if Hikaru had a little bit of like griminess in his game, because look, he was down 0-2, right? He's like, fuck this shit. I can't play fucking Aki in this environment. Let me go bust out some E-Honda. And you and I both know when we play Honda, the laggier it is, the better it is. The Wi-Fi environment, the better it is. This dude started cooking. He started turning off his brain. He started thinking, he forgot everything who he was, right? And then he tied it up 2-2, right? And now he realized, wait a minute, shit, we're back in the match point. That motherfucker all of a sudden used his brain, started playing footsies in the lag environment with punishing. There you go. Body.
Tragic.
I'm like, brother. But
he got exhausted.
But the Honda was great.
You know how hard it is to play dumb when you're not a dumb player? It's fucking hard. It's hard as fuck.
Yes, but you're playing in the fucking under the sea.
But that's what I'm saying is like, it's like he went to the gym and he's like, okay, I'm going to bang out 10 reps on this bench press. He got to the 9th rep and he's like, and then his brain just fucking turned on. It's hard, bro. It's mad hard playing dumb. I don't really know how to play dumb unless I'm being sarcastic. It's hard as fuck. Shit is it's not easy. You have to be naturally stupid as fuck to play dumb.
No.
For a long period of time, yes, you do, bro. You're gonna rubber band.
No,
You're going to rubber band. It's a rubber band effect. You're going to default.
No,
you're going to default to the path of least resistance, bro. It is inevitable.
So you're telling me somebody that, so obviously the one that's like playing really quote unquote dumb and stupid is basically a player that's not very skilled, correct? Is that what you're saying?
I didn't say that. I did not say that.
So what is it? What does that mean?
I'm telling you,
or the player that's like not as disciplined, or their overall strategy is not well refined. Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is a player that plays like a particular way. Okay, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter.
Okay,
yeah, you can say risky. It doesn't. Semantics. But my point is, the further away and the longer away you play from your original play style, your natural tendencies, the more exhausted you're gonna get because you're fighting against your fucking intuition and your impulse. That's exhausting. It's like learning something new.
Yes, if you actually decide to play it that way. But like, for instance, let's say we know what are the terrible choices, correct? We know what a stupid choice would be, right? What's a risky choice? If you're logical in your game, you know what there are. So now let's say I am going to try to replicate what a stupid player how they would play.
Okay.
So now you're just going to pick those bad decisions instead as a part of your option tree of your choices you could do. So that means like it's not necessarily difficult because you're just picking a different option that normally you would not pick.
But you have to be conscious of that. You have to still use brain power to do that.
To butt slam and headbutt and dash and grab? That doesn't require a lot of
no, it's not. You're fighting against yourself is my point. You understand? It's like if you fight a particular style of like a fighting style, a jujitsu, right? And then all of a sudden you try to shift to taekwondo. Like your brain's not used to doing that, right? Even though in theory it could be easier to do this mechanically, it's going to be more difficult for you because of the reps. You have less time doing that.
I guess.
You know what I'm saying?
I guess like I guess
even
like for the most part,
like it's easier.
I think you have a case on that one, but I'm just looking at from my perspective.
Say that again.
You have a case on that one, but because you have a lot of like areas in your game that lacks.
Heard that,
So,
chat?
for instance, you're not fully complete yet. So you cannot really do many styles, right?
Okay.
The better you get someday, then you can start like be like, look, I'm gonna play like this person or this person or this person or that. You're gonna be like a complete MMA player or fighter,
True,
whatever
true,
you
true.
want to
That's
call
true.
you. Right
True.
now, you are trying to do taekwondo in
Hmm.
wrestling. You know, that's why it's not working.
All right. Yeah, it's just gotta get reps like that. But that's what I'm saying. Maybe he doesn't. It's just like a style that he maybe doesn't like playing, or you know, he doesn't want to defer to. But then it's like he knows it's okay. That's what I have to do, and that maybe that's just something he has to get better at.
No, for sure.
You
He
know?
will.
And he
Definitely.
will, right? You know this. So yeah.
Yeah.
Topanga. So Topanga. Not boys meet. You know, boy meets world. You fucking freak. We're talking about Topanga League in Japan. All right.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. So let's look at this. Let's pop up these results real quick. I'm gonna share my screen with you, Mr. Ryan.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So these.
I checked that out. I mean, I was covering this for like 3 days straight. Actually, I just
Okay,
didn't
so you're
cover
gonna
it in the
take
weekend.
this. You're gonna lead this dance then. All
Yeah.
right, catch me up.
I cover this. So like,
Mhm.
this is basically the Topanga B League for now.
Okay.
Basically, they're gonna get like there's 2 divisions. There's a blue and there's a red division, and they're gonna get a top 3 for both division,
Mhm.
right? And then that's total 6 players basically, and then the 4th place from red and the 4th place from the blue would have to fight it out to be the 7th person to qualify to go to the Topanga A League. Does that make sense? And the A
Okay.
League, the A League part is gonna be total of 9 players or something,
Mhm.
right? And then they would now be joined by Momochi or Hikaru or whoever got 2nd and 3rd from last year's Topanga, basically.
Mm.
And then now they gotta do the same thing again, this whole round robin thing
Okay.
from 2 different groups. And after that one, they would now need to do they're gonna do it again, and then they're gonna do the offline version of it with Kobayan, which is the champion, which is the 1st to 7 part, which is super exciting. Basically, this is like a 2.5-month tournament process.
Holy shit.
And they're gonna have a break. They have a break already tomorrow because they're gonna let the players play for 2 weeks because it's a new patch.
Oh, thank God. I was about to ask you about that
Yes.
because this patch being released tonight, I didn't know how it was going to affect. Because right now it's getting really intense in the standings from what I've seen. Like,
But
there's
this
like,
standing is not that important, to be honest.
I'm saying because of like how close the scores are, though, right?
Absolutely, yeah. If you actually go to the Wikipedia version of this,
Okay.
you
Can
get to
you send
see
that to me? Do you have that?
Just type in Wikipedia Topanga, you'll see it.
Okay, give me a Wikipedia.
So that one, you will see who are the other players waiting for them. Because remember, the players that are here are trying to qualify to get to the A League. This is like, that's why it's called the beginning stages.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Yeah, so go up. Up. Oh, no, down. Yeah, see, read that, right? Up.
Right here, this
up.
part?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, see, B League is May 9th to June 4th. June 4th, they stop playing. Now they go to like 2 weeks later. You see the June part there,
Mhm.
right? 2 weeks after the patch, now this A League starts. 2 groups of 9 again, right? And then they do it all over again. This is gonna take them over a week or so, over a week, right? And then they go down. The next month will be the July part of it.
Wait, question.
Sure.
This says till the 4th, so that means there's going to be games tonight.
I think they're like ahead by 1 day. So it's already
but
the
I'm
4th
saying,
to them.
but if it stopped on the 3rd, it would have. If it stopped.
Oh yeah, they could have a game later tonight, actually at 3. But then that would be the patch already. I don't think they would be like that. I don't think it would be like that.
Right? I'd hope not.
I think they already paused it. I don't think so. It wouldn't matter because go down. This is like actually not a big deal. So go down.
Mhm.
Go down. Yeah. Okay. So this is currently the players that are competing for to get to the A League, right? Right now. Okay. Okay. Go down. Go down again. Right. One more. Go. Okay. These are the actual competitors. So you didn't see Kobayan there because he's already auto-qualled, right?
Yeah.
You didn't see Kakeru. You didn't see Fudo, Kawano, Momochi, Hikaru, Ryukichi, Ibiki, like all these guys. You didn't see it there for a reason because they're waiting on them in the A League.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Why are these guys all bunched up together though?
Because they did really well last season, last Topanga. That's why Kobayan is not doing any qualifiers. He's the champion.
Right.
You see how Junior and Yanai, they actually went to the open qualifier to just have an opportunity to compete in the B League.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So
Junior's
basically
killing
right
it.
now they want to be relegated to be an A League player, not to be a B League player. So this is basically how you determine their tiers.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so
Yes.
how many days has it been so far? It's been 3 days.
So we played
4 days?
about I think 5 days now or 4 days. No, 5 days. 5 days, I think. Five.
5 days. Okay.
Yeah, it's been 5 now. Yeah.
Okay. Oh wow, they've
So
had
far.
a ton of matches. Wait, what? Okay.
Yeah, day 6. Yeah, day 6.
Sheesh.
See, it's 5 days now. Yeah, we did 5.
Oh, so these are gonna be tomorrow's matches.
Yeah, basically it's 3 days. So they have to do this because they're doing blue one day, second day will be the red, then and so on, vice versa, right? And then that's why they need to play this out. But I don't know how they're gonna be able to do this. I guess they could just play this offline, right? In a sense, if they want to.
I guess so. Yeah, that's the only way they'd be able to get around it. Oh man, that's kind of. I hope they find a way around this. Tournament.
I mean, it's not a big deal though. They can just, but because it's not a big deal because this is just they already. It's potentially the last day for the qualifiers for the B League. Who cares? The good action is the A League.
Nah, but bro, the thing is for these guys right here in the fucking middle of it, like. If something changes and then their character gets nerfed and then they have to play on a nerfed version and it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that sucks.
Oh, no, for sure. I don't think that's going to happen, though. That's why they have a break.
No,
they're playing live, they said.
No, this is going to be...
They're going to play this live, offline.
Oh, this
they can play on the current version. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so this says the 13th. Okay.
Yeah, they're not... Yeah.
Okay, so then that's the same for this?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay,
yes,
okay.
they're gonna do this. They're gonna do this offline. So I guess that doesn't make sense because it's not the B League. But remember, the reason why the Topanga tournaments has been so amazing is because when they get to the first 7 part, because once they start playing the sets of the first 7, you get to see multiple layers of somebody's strategy or their game, right? And that's when it becomes so interesting. That's why the Topanga has been a staple because of that. Because you get to see the long set between this person and that person, and they have a few extra days or hours to prepare for each other. That's why it's nice. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Somebody just said that in the chat that the day 6 games have already been played offline, but they will show the games later.
Oh, it makes sense.
That also makes sense.
So they already played it. Yeah, they already played it. So yeah, so when they go live later, somewhere down the road, I guess,
Was it so? I wonder, were those games played online or were they offline?
Oh, they played it before the patch goes live. So they could have played it yesterday already, last night. Who cares?
Okay.
They played them in a burner account too as well. So yeah, burner account, so they don't have the replays, etc. Like that. Easy. They do that shit all the time.
It's a smart workaround. Yeah, I mean, every top player you have to have burners. Some people say it's corny, but you gotta understand, people are trying to study you leading up to an event.
Let me show you another meta. Okay, so I was training with this player, but then I know that his replays is gonna go up again, and then people are gonna download it, and then those guys are gonna fucking see. So it's so we're playing on a burner account to train, and they practice different things, have him play a different player here and there, and after that one, I said let's log into your real account, and they start playing. It's why my replay is gonna go up, and then people are gonna know again. It's no, but in this one, just play maybe 7 games or so with different players. Okay, so I invited some players, and then you always just delay tech here and try to do this setup every time. So now the replay that they will see, they know that you're always delay teching or backdashing or this. So now when they watch the replay, so now when you go to the tournament, in 2 days after that one, those fucking idiots have watched a replay that is not even real. This is just to fuck with them, So you even release some replays that are not even legit.
So Higuchi Gang God, at the top of the red division, and he's in a group with Torameshi, Shuto, Sako, Bonchan, Tokido, Daigo, Tachikawa, and who's a new Ken player I've never heard of. It's Futago.
That's a special invite. Apparently that's a kid. Okay. Special invite. Yeah.
Okay. I think he actually beat Daigo. One of his wins is against Daigo. I'm pretty sure, right? Maybe.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
They all played each other twice, right?
I think this is just only one time.
Oh, it's only a one-time thing?
So. I'm not. Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
it would be one time. Okay, yeah. So he lost to Daigo 3-0. I remember I swear Daigo lost to a Ken player.
I mean, Daigo's lost to a lot of players, though. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, he went. What,
it's crazy when I watch his stream and the way he talks about it is like, I'm playing super good in my training sessions, but for some reason in tournaments I'm not performing well. So he's gonna change something with his training that could potentially affect his tournament better. You know, I think that.
Yeah,
so I'm kind of excited for him.
He's super aware of all the little like things that he does that bleed into his performance. So he'll find the cog in the wheel. And
100%, brother.
And then it'll.
When it comes to greatness, I'm never gonna doubt the beast, bro. Come on now.
Right.
People have doubted him too many times already, and they all been wrong.
Yeah, it happened in 5-2. Remember, like, and then when he fucking caught fire with Guile, it was like he was looking unstoppable.
I'm gonna take full response. I'm gonna take that credit actually.
Really?
Because I told him this shit in final round 2018, 17, 18. I said he lost to a Laura player. A new player playing Laura, playing Ryu, right? At the final round. And he lost super early in the tournament. But remember, this is the time when Ryu was super trash because from nerf of season 1. And I basically told Daigo, no more Ryu. Play Guile, please. And he said, yes, we'll play Guile. No more Ryu, play Guile. That's what he said. I swear, I put that on my grandmother. Like that. But obviously, I didn't have to convince him to do that. Like, I just had to remind him because I know he's gonna switch to Guile anyways. Because that's always been his character. Why don't you tell me to play
somebody? Tell me to play somebody right now, so I can start.
Don't play Jamie. I did what you asked.
Oh my god! Why do I even do this to myself?
You asked, brother. I
know,
told
man.
you.
I just fucking, I don't know, man.
You said that. I was just not even saying anything anymore. You did that to yourself.
Fuck. Okay. Dear God. Okay. So, Higuchi, top of the leaderboard. Does that surprise you at all?
No, because this is like they're always really consistent. Remember, this is online, and they're just like some of the players are just coming back from a tournament. They go to different tournaments. They come back. They play that. It's like one of those things. Yeah, I'm not surprised when it comes to Higuchi performing well. You know.
Now, how about Torameshi though? Torameshi being in second place, that could be surprising.
That could be surprising, yeah, because this might be the very first tournament Torameshi does well. But remember, this is the beginning stage.
True.
Torameshi doesn't get far in any tournament, right? So I'm rooting for the Dawson for sure. But he did, yeah, you know.
Has he played Zangief at all alongside him? Because he picked up Geef and he's gotten pretty good with Geef.
I'm not sure if he doesn't really play Zangief like that in the tournament, you know. But it's something that you can just play around, you know.
Yeah, it's definitely got to be for Cammy. 100%. That's got to be the reason why he's playing, like, because that's arguably her hardest matchup, right next to Honda.
Honda says who?
That's what a lot of Honda players say. And
Honda beats Dawson?
No, Cammy.
I don't think Cammy loses to Honda, brother. That's not true. If you ask every Honda that, they would not say that. It's actually not. I mean, no, it's not. It's not true.
Really?
It's like 5-5, or like maybe slightly in Cammy's favor. I swear.
What?
Yeah, I'm so serious.
Slightly Cammy's favor?
See,
why?
This is the difference. Like you imagine trying to argue with somebody who actually plays Honda and actually plays against actual real Cammy players that actually discuss that matchup. Imagine trying a Jamie player trying to do that. Imagine if I'm telling you, like, trying to argue with you about Jamie.
What the fuck?
Like,
bro, I'm not even in this conversation. I said Hamad, bro. Oh yeah, you're just okay. I get it. I understand, chat. I get the fucking agenda. I get it. Okay, continue.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess like that's basically it. We just gotta wait for the Topanga for the return for the season 3 Topanga version, which is the A League. That's the one that when it's gonna be starting cooking, because that's gonna be like most of the players are gonna be there, you know. It's gonna be the fully stacked.
Pretty stacked fucking pool, bro.
Absolutely, it's Japan, brother. Of course, everybody here is insane.
But it's not even that; it's just Japan. These are players that could literally win an A League. Well, maybe not Torameshi, but Higuchi, Shuto, Sako, Bonchan. Well, maybe not Sako, because Sako's kind of past his prime. Bonchan, Tokido, Daigo. Those are players that are more than capable of.
Oh, absolutely. But yeah, look at the blue division. Look at the blue division.
Blue Division seems is weaker and for sure.
Yes.
Like, right? Like,
Right. Yeah. Okay, you say get rid of. I mean, Junior is about to be cooking there.
Hmm.
The Manon, see, like you got the Zangief and Manon there cooking.
Yeah. Oh wait, Chun. So is
And
it?
then Chun-Li.
Ooh, that's Chun Li. What do you have any
Yeah.
thoughts about that, Ryan? People keep saying this character's bad.
Oh,
Chun. There's a lot of Chun bitching that goes around, bro. You haven't heard it?
I mean, I think they're saying like she's not as strong as before.
Of course
which
not.
is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's not bad. To say a character is bad is just like it tells you they have some skill issues. Because there's no character bad.
Who's
They're
your
just not
bottom
as good.
five? Who's your bottom five right now? End of season two.
I had a hard time making that list last time I tried to do it like 2 days ago.
Uh-huh.
I couldn't put anybody in the top 5, but if I were to put like a couple that characters there, for sure it would be like a Honda and like Manon, I mean, not Manon, Marissa. Those are the only two I can kind of put there. Like that will be in the bottom 5, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then the others there are like, mind you, they're all pretty strong to the way that they can win anyways. Like if you see all the tournament results has been really, really like different characters over and over again. It's just the way it is.
You don't think Dawson's bottom 5?
I don't think so. Not when I'm playing him.
Yeah, but you're just a freak.
Yeah, but my character has to at least like not be trash for me to be able to do that. So
I don't know.
think so.
I think Dawson's really bad, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. My main reason is because like he's anti-meta, but he's not great enough at the anti-meta things to justify him being above bottom 5 IMO. Like for example, and then on top of that, the things that he lacks in a conventional sense of the game, he lacks a counter hit light into a medium, a counter hit medium into a medium, light attacks into meterless knockdowns, which is huge. He doesn't really have access to that. He doesn't even have light cancels, like light button cancels into like consistent anything like knockdowns, even involving meter.
You have you have 2 LP into up blast.
Yeah, but if you're crouching, bro, that should you look like a donkey.
Okay. I mean, so if you have to do that, it'd be jab OD fireball, right?
Yeah.
Or jab fireball.
Right.
Yeah. But it's Dawson. You can't expect him to be a Marvel character when it comes to fucking combo.
No, for sure. But I'm just saying, like in a game where like defensive conversions are so crucial, right? That's why Ken is so fucking godlike, is because he gets that one stray jab into something side switch, boom. Now you're in a fucked up predicament. Dawson doesn't really get that. I'm not saying he should. I'm not saying he should. I'm not saying he should. Again, I'm just saying that's why I think, because of the way the game's designed, and then on top of that, the lack of defensive options outside of parry, I just think he gets smoked. That's why I would put him down there. I don't think so. I think he's down there. I don't think he's like you can't win with him, but I just think he's. Because
when I was in Asia, no player was ever saying that. Those are facts, brother.
Saying what? That Dawson was bottom 5?
Nobody even thought about thinking that Dawson was bad. Those are facts, brother. I swear. Because I play with all the fucking pros there every day. And I do pretty well. So it can't be my character is bottom 5. You're cooking them. It shit don't work that way.
Nah, man. I think that's more you than the character, to be honest.
I don't know. I think that how much does that character affect somebody's win rate versus another pro? I don't think it's that significant for you to say like it's just the player in general. Like I think that like their character, I guess in a way, is basically your car in a way. But I think it has enough things that you can do to win a game. So let's say for somebody's complaining like, oh my god, I'm playing let's say Manon, for instance, right? And then I just can't beat Akuma, for instance. That's what you're saying. But even though they're so many tiers apart, Manon actually fights Akuma super well. Still, so in a way, even though there's like a tier difference between them, like your matchup between that is not so bad. Also, how many bad matchups do you think Dawson has, brother? It's 4 only. Akuma,
no, not Akuma. DJ, Cammy, Ken. And then who's the 4th?
Rashid.
Oh yeah, Rashid is pretty rough. Okay. I forgot about that.
What else? Okay, if I say like other characters, they're also gonna have 3, 4, 5 bad matchups. Dawson has 4 only. and he has pretty decent matchups spread across the board. But we're not here to talk about Dawson. We're here to talk about goodbye season 2.
Goodbye season 2. What a season. I think the season 1 to season 2 changes were pretty good, but they weren't enough for what I think people wanted, right?
That's
which
standard.
was just
standard.
Right, which was basically people wanted throw loop like somehow neutralized or gone or something, just for the game to be a little bit more thought-provoking on offense in the corner. And obviously that's a thing that still exists, and there's a big chance that it still exists in season 3. What are your thoughts and concerns, Mr. FChamp?
I think the changes that all these little things about the mechanics, that those are the ones that's gonna make the biggest change, the biggest meta change, or the tempo of the game in general. Anyways, so like we don't know exactly what are the changes to the throw loop, right? We have no idea. Okay, we have an idea with what happened with Elena, but she could just be one of the characters that just does not have a throw loop, like Honda and Chun-Li, right? So we don't know, right? And then we know about the change that they did with the, you gain meter from the grab, right? If you lay tech, basically you tech grab, you gain meter in a way. Sure, okay, that's cool. That's like a pretty big like change when it comes to that one, because like your opponent will like also think about, maybe I shouldn't grab here, because if he techs here, he's gonna be so far away from burnout. So instead, I'm gonna go for shimmy, but this dude decided to like not necessarily tech and grab anyways. Decide to like just block or just 2MK or wake up, So it's like gonna be like more meta changes. Like I know the tap parry change is gonna be crazier for a lot of people, but if you think about it, it doesn't really affect anything in those tap parry scenarios, because if you're gonna do like especially in the corner, if you're gonna do tap parry while you're getting pressured, you're not necessarily doing that from like you're down backing there, like for instance, right? But then you're just gonna tap parry usually in those spots, like a Ken would do a 5HK take turn or a fierce at you. You're just gonna do back and parry anyways, and don't care about the low. But then if you get the non-perfect parry animation, parries for the lights now, for the chain lights, you're only +2 or +3, don't get a combo anymore. That's pretty good. That's really good. I think that's like a very good change. I think that's the only nerf basically that would matter more, is the jabs, and then you parry in between those chain jabs, and then you're usually going to be +8, right? +8, +9, +7, depending, right? But this time you're going to be only +2, +3, So that's going to be really nice change. So that means those roundhouses that you normally perfect parry, or like a medium, right? If you perfect parry a medium, you're going to get like +14-ish, +13, right? But now you're only going to be +8. So it's not really a big, that's like, I guess that's not much of a big change.
What's the exact number for the freeze frame? Is it 8 frames?
6
frames?
I believe 6, from 8? What I see, it's like you get like from 5 to 6 frames. So in general,
Okay.
From that one, so with the freeze frame, but yeah, let's see what happens. Because like the throw loop part, if they're nerfing the teching, or they're nerfing the offense from the throws, right? That's why they buff the teching part, right? If that's their only solution for that, and they're nerfing parry a little bit, that's not necessarily so much of a meta change, but it's a big enough change that it will feel fresh. And there will be some matchups that's gonna be weird, like
I wish that they did your suggestion with the backdash.
That was the best change for sure, because that's simplified. Yeah, simplified. Yeah, because right now, if you're attacking, if you just do delay grabs sometimes to them, and then you will gain the meter if they lay tech too, right? So you can kind of steal that meter from them.
Right.
Yeah, but then now they have to start jabbing. But then you're jabbing, now you start doing frame traps instead.
Right.
But then now there's going to be a next layer of meta on top of that too. So it's like, the offense and defense are going to be they're going to have a lot of cool interaction in this season. Yeah. I do think that the DRC meta in general, like from the 2MKs or, anything buffer to DRC, like given with the tech part of it, like, if you tech the grab after the DRC, right? So this dude spent 3 bars, and now you gain a bar. 100% if he goes for a DRC, a 2MK DRC jab then grab, and you tech it. He spent 3 bars, and then you gain a bar. That shit's insane. Fucking plus minus right there. If you think about it,
it's
right?
really, really
So
strong.
most likely, you shouldn't go for a grab there if you're gonna go for shimmies, right? So now, if you're the defender, it's either you're attacking there or you're mashing, right? Like if ever, right? You know, or
I think
you're
a
doing
character
the
like
OS.
Jamie's gonna fucking take advantage a lot of that because he already has the threat of regular throw into drink and a little bit of drive, which is way worse than delay throw and then getting bar, because he's gonna get bar and drink if you were passive. So people are gonna be like, especially if he gets buffed the right way. I think people are gonna be so like timid about taking his offense. They're going to be scrambling, but then you're going to open up other avenues of getting hit, you know, unblocking. So I think he's going to be a character that's going to benefit a lot, ironically, from whatever they introduce around the threat of tech. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because the thing is, like, he doesn't really have any, like, glaring matchups that you would say, like, bro, that's impossible.
Nah, even
like,
Guile, I don't think. Yeah, there's nothing
he has
that's
enough
like...
tools to win.
Yeah.
For sure.
So,
he has enough tools to win. But, like, let's see, we don't know. I don't think he's the character that Capcom would, like, go crazy buff anyways.
I don't think so,
Capcom,
man. I feel like he's a popular character, bro. Especially with all these, like, Twitter people be drawing him in promiscuous ways, man.
No, they're not there to buff
there's a bunch of hornballs on Twitter, bro.
They know exactly. They know exactly that that's a very dangerous character to buff anyways, because that's a character with an end game. Like you're transforming into a different version of your character. That's super strong anyways. So imagine if you can get access to that level 4 version of you super easy, and because of your buffs, right? That will be so nasty. Because like a level 4 Jamie is easily a top 3 character if you start off with that. Maybe you're the best. Actually, to be honest, I think Jamie's the best character in the game if he starts at level 4.
Yeah, I could see that. If he starts at level 4,
yeah.
But if he has to get to level 4, but if he starts,
of course not. I'm talking like you start off at level 4. The OD Rekka alone, I love that as a
that's my favorite
like, reminds me of the Fei Long.
Yes, you get it. That's what I tell people, but they don't fucking listen. But it's okay. I'm gonna show them the way.
Yeah, that would be so insane, actually. But yeah, I don't think any character is better than Jamie if he starts off at level 4. To be honest with you, that shit he does hella damage.
What if he keeps it? What if he keeps it? Like, you think that would be good? Like, if he hits level 4, he keeps level 4.
See, they should actually just do that, but make it a lot harder to get a drink.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so basically, automatically, you're gonna lose the first round because your shit is trash, right? Okay, and then you get a drink. Maybe you get one level 1 drink there for whatever, right? Okay, like, and then round 2, you somehow got a couple, whatever, and then now round 3, you start off with fucking that.
What if there's a hangover effect? Like, it's like half the drinks you keep. I think that would be pretty cool.
I adjusted that before too, but I say like it's gonna be very strong if that's the case. I'm saying like you should nerf him even more and buff the later ends of it. And see what happens. Like, make him super OP on the back end, but make him extra trash, like on the front end, right? Because there's no in between in this fucker, anyways.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to commit to one way or the other. That character's already like, there's nothing.
So I think that's better. So you gotta play the fucking first round, just surviving and getting a drink. Basically, the way you do it now, you add so much recovery on the drink, right? So if he knocks you down and he does a drink, he gets punished right away. But except for a certain kinds of knockdown enders. Yeah, but like kind of like that. I think that would be so awesome to see.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. So who do you think is going to get kicked out of the... I know you said the top 5 was kind of tricky, but is there anybody that you think will... Like, based off of the changes that we know, system changes, let's say the characters stay exactly the same. Who do you think gets removed from top 5? Who gets inserted into top 5? With what we know. Because I think the zoners would be stronger.
Okay, I think Akuma will always be top 5 because he's a character archetype that you could just never nerf him enough, right? He's always gonna be good. If you notice that to every game this is part of, like he starts off as extra broken Akuma, they nerf him a little bit and he's still broken, and then they nerf him every version of the game. They nerf Akuma. Okay, for some reason he remained top tier for 5 years. I want you guys to understand that. That's how insane Akuma is. So I think Akuma will always be a top 5 character. I think that they will never nerf Ken like to the fullest because Ken is like very popular, and Shoto characters will always be relevant in Street Fighter anyways, and Shoto characters have always been like there's always a top tier version of the Shoto, right? At least a couple of them. And before you know that about Evil Ryu, Akuma, and Ken, you know, they're top tier, right? You know, right? So like in Street Fighter 5, you have Akuma there, and then there's Luke. But the season 1 of that one, you got Ken and Ryu. Like it's always the case. So
Shotos.
I think that Shotos are gonna be fine as always. I don't know. I think maybe Rashid might be out of the top 5 conversation. I think Ryu remains the same, like really good, right? But I don't think Capcom is gonna nerf Ryu. I think if ever they're gonna buff him even more. I swear to God, I have this feeling. I think Capcom is gonna buff Ryu. I think by a little bit more. And mind you, there's nothing wrong with Ryu until now, anyways. Like it's just that
his donkey kick needs some sort of adjustment, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. That shit is toxic.
It's the same as a fireball, though.
What
Yeah, it's like it's a poke. He's just poking you with it, right? It's the same thing as a fast fireball. You play Cigar, you know what I'm talking about. You throw a fast fireball, right? He just throws a donkey kick.
Champ, so that shit is not a fireball, bro. That shit is a fucking nuclear bomb.
No, what I'm saying, I understand the effects after you get hit, but I'm saying like if you actually just shut that down in your brain and be like, look, this guy's gonna throw a fireball or a donkey kick in this spot, right? It's the same exact thing. It's the same risk that he's doing. Basically, if you jump it, he's gonna take it, right? So basically, if even if he didn't have a donkey kick there, if he just only had a fierce fireball in that spot, it will be the same effect in neutral, anyways. But you're thinking it like as if like he's oppressing the fuck out of you. He just kicked you, bro. Cool. Like if you actually just okay, it's not really a big deal. It's not like you're telling me the donkey kick is you should nerf it, but how about the Jinrai? Jinrai is just okay, huh?
Nah, they're both toxic as fuck.
Okay.
At least I feel like Jinrai is easier to deal with than donkey kick.
I mean, Jinrai, you just basically do it, right?
No, I'm saying to counter it.
Jinrai?
Yeah, because Jinrai, if you're in range, you just EXDP. There's no mix-up. If he does the heavy version, you can hear it. He says Jinrai.
If he does the donkey kick, okay, so what happens? It's -4, the heavy one. Okay.
-3.
At a certain range.
Right?
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, okay. So
chunk of fucking drive chip.
One drive gauge.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's fully parry up. You could definitely parry on reaction, though.
Yeah, of course you can parry it. You can also parry fucking driver's jab, right? But I mean, that shit's still fucking obnoxious.
No, I know that, but that doesn't mean like it's like I don't think that's a move that would say that that's why what makes Ryu strong. I don't think it's that. I think it's just the damage that happens.
No,
and
Hashogeki's the reason why Ryu's strong, in my opinion.
You think Hashogeki?
I think Hashogeki's fucking insane.
I think the solar plexus is up there too.
I think that move's overrated.
+3.
I think it's just slow as fuck. If you have a really good light attack,
I just never really considered Ryu like that good. Anyways, like he's decent, but like it's up there.
There's a lot of damage. That's like his main thing, right? Is like if you play like an idiot, that character will fucking send you to the Shadow Realm.
Yeah, I think Bison's gonna get nerfed hard.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know if I think they're gonna buff Chun-Li. I think so. I don't know what they're gonna do with Cammy, but knowing Capcom, like because they made that mistake in remember the Street Fighter 5 where Cammy basically was like the best character already and Rashid, right? Remember that, bro? Remember that, Zaf? And then they had nerfed everybody, but then they buffed Rashid and Cammy, and everybody was so mad. I was like, how much more do we need to endure? Remember that in Street Fighter 5 when top tier was with Rashid and Cammy, and then the next actual 0.5 patch, they fucking buffed those two characters, and everybody was pissed.
Oh,
you remember that?
Was that before Abigail? Was that?
I'm not sure which one. I think season
Abigail.
3. Yeah, season 3 is Abigail though. Yeah, but then they buffed them again, despite being top tier. That shit was ridiculous. It was insane.
Yeah. Cameo. She was so. I played her and I was like, this is not okay.
Yeah, so I'm actually super excited for that part because I do think that the changes that's going to happen with because like look, if you have a very common character, very popular character right in the game, and then that character gets nerfed by like 20%, let's say something about the frame data. Let's say for instance, my top tier. Okay, let's say they nerf the OD fan. and the startup is not 12 frames anymore. It's like 16 or 15. The 3-frame startup extra, right?
Okay.
That's huge. Because now if she does fucking fireball like this, she's like she does it like the startup of it now from the fierce into that would now always create a gap, basically, you know?
That's true,
So now
right.
you could basically always, so that's a huge deal in that sense. But like if you nerf that by like 3 frames, like that can like change a lot of things about the way character is gonna be played. But would the character would still be good? Absolutely. I don't think it would matter as much also. But if you change that part and then change her the way she can like combo into the way her level 1 works, where if she doesn't wake up level 1 and if it whiffs or it gets blocked, she still gets the stock. I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, you remember that? What like you would think like if you do wake up level 1, you're supposed to only get stock if it hits, right? But not like if you whiff it or you fucking if it gets blocked, you know?
Yeah.
So like I think that's like pretty obnoxious in my opinion, at least. I think that's crazy. Yeah. So and then the throw loop that she has in the corner is a bit atrocious.
At least you
Like,
can backdash it though, because it's only +2.
Which one?
Her throw. She's only +2 on the dash, so you could backdash punish it at least.
But do you see what they're doing now? They do meaty OD fan and then quarter circle back their Ryujinbu whatever thing. So if you're backdashing, you're gonna get hit by the fucking OD fan, boom, and then she does the spin tail thing, and she hits you with 2 specials, and then the fucking fan lands on you, and then she hits you with a fierce, and you die. That's for their back. Do you understand that insane that combo is, right?
Gross.
So like, and then her dash forward and then walk back shimmy is fucking nasty. So like, you're not even teching there ever. If ever, you should be jumping forward instead. Never backdash there because it's more risk. Because if you're holding like up on the shimmy, at least that works, you know. You get out.
Right. That's
but then you still die anyways, you know. But like, yeah, that's like actually, and then the way she can corner you so fast because she has that short jab into the fucking, you know, like cannon drill combo ender. That's super good corner carry anyways.
Hopefully they just don't give her extra I feel like they're gonna buff her, man. I don't think they're gonna nerf her.
The only thing they should be buffing are her
DPs. Her DPs. Oh, use
her costumes.
Oh,
so you know what I mean. So she can get like,
so
we can pay attention more about the 2 things that she's very good at, that she excels at. You know.
What were you gonna buff?
Yeah, like the left and the right fans. You know the
only fans. The only fans on the screen. You freaky frog.
It's so funny.
Really quick, book of the week, champ. I think you're gonna like this book. You know who this is? I know you know. You know who this. You know who Tim Grover is?
No, I have no idea who the fuck they are.
Tim Grover is the athletic trainer for Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. Right. I know you know who that is. Stop fucking playing with me.
I just want you to be right.
I know. This fucking guy. He's such a cutie pie. So anyways, dope book, Relentless, basically talks about what separates the good from the great, from the unstoppable, the F-champs of the world. Dun, dun, dun. All right, so it's a super dope book. Highly recommend it. If you guys are interested in maybe just getting to that next level in whatever craft it is that you have been dedicated towards, I think it's a pretty cool book. It's super raw, straightforward.
That's nice.
And I recommend it. It's a pretty good read. I like his style of writing. But yeah, anyways. All right. Q&A time, champ.
How valuable would you say locals are in the development of a player? And does the quality of players at your local matter? Well,
good question.
The development of a player, that means the player is new, right? Or improving or in that stage. I think that's super important for a player because the player will gain confidence because the player, you're going to get your constant like practice in person, right? Obviously with the people that's there in your region. Like you get to be used to those players and you get to sort of try to dominate, right? And you're gonna have your own local rivalries, which will push you to even practice or be better. Because at the end of the day, those are the ones that you want to beat, right? The ones in your region first, right? And after that one, and then you become kind of like a staple name in your region. And then now that gives you the confidence when you go outside of a region that like, you know how to be cooking, you know how to get it, and you know how to cook basically, right? So you're not just gonna go there with like zero confidence because you're able to actually win those tournaments in your area. And like the skill levels in your region, I don't think that matters as much because it's like the overall skill level in the game has been like so high lately anyways, because all the information how to improve is there anyways, right?
True.
In a sense. So I think that the skill level of the region doesn't matter, because what matters there is like if you're able to be one of the better players in your region anyways. Right? Like you don't have to be the best, but if you're like one of the top like 5 players in your region that are the best, right? Then that means like you're able to kind of like separate yourself between the others that is not in your rank in a sense, So that gives you confidence, practice, and like stuff to look forward to, like because you're gonna lose to a certain player that week, and then now if you actually use that in a way like, okay, I'm gonna practice like a few scenarios that this motherfucker keeps doing to me, and then so next time I fight him, I got something for him, and then that pushes you. That person that beats you there is pushing you. I did so many weeklies when I first started. I did so many. I overdid it. I used to go to weeklies like 4 to 5 times a week, because Northern California is huge. And I used to snipe every fucking weekly. Like I just didn't doing all of them. Like, I had that mindset, and yeah, but after a while I noticed that my masters weren't going to the weeklies because they're super established already, right? So the moment I got to that level, I felt that I'm not gonna go to the weeklies too, because you are gonna cockblock the people that needs to getting that confidence to now make it out your region. So you want to support that. Instead, you just give them a helping hand, be like, okay, what's up, what's happening? You need any help with that? Because So now they create another set of players again. So you don't want to be there to like fuck it up, because you want to keep the community growing in a sense. So you lend a helping hand, but you don't have to compete anymore the moment you get to that certain level.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's so many different ways to answer that question, and you hit like so many of the points on the head. Like, for example, certain people, they gain their confidence through, like maybe just having really tight contested sets with players that are near their skill level, like you're saying with new players. Some people gain their confidence from the glimpse of seeing progress against somebody that usually beats the shit out of them. That's how I am.
Yeah.
Like, if you beat me 10-0 and then the next day it's like 10-1, I'm like, all right, we're getting somewhere.
Oh, you did good.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, you improved for sure.
Right.
A lot of people look at that. A lot of people look at that super negative, right? Like I was like, because like when I first started playing fighting games, like very, very, very first, like playing like Street Fighter, and I was like, I never really played like that. And then I was invited to go to John Choi's house and Ricky Ortiz, and these motherfuckers have won Evos already and like placed in like won so many majors, right? And I'm going there as an absolute rookie. They used to beat me 60 straight, 50 straight, those two. You understand? Like that's how bad, because I'm a new guy, a newbie, right? And then you're fighting fucking legends right away, right? From the start, right? And then sure, I was frustrated many days, but I was not gonna give up. So I set some realistic goals. Okay, I need to get like 3 games or something. I got 2 games. I did better, I guess. And then I asked questions. They couldn't explain it to me because they're not very vocal when it comes to the little intricate details that would click in my brain, So I had to basically like analyze whatever or translate what they were doing in the game and be like, okay, maybe that's what they meant. Okay, what is that? So I started testing things, but then they still cook me with like anything they wanted to, And then I started like, okay, I need to get 10 wins or something. So I need to get 10 wins, and then you get that. I need to just win like maybe 30% of my games. Like that. So set some goals. Like, get out some good days and bad days, and then like, okay, wait a minute. You know what? I'm gonna tell them I'm gonna go play the weeklies. Let's see what happens. And I start cooking all the weeklies. Then I stopped going to play with them because I was super happy that I was just winning over this other side, all of them, right? Then they showed up to the weekly just to spank me back to them. You know what I'm saying? Like they
Humble
just
pie.
spank me back. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna go back there. So I go there. I still losing again to them, and then something clicked about that because I was doing so much math. I didn't use a lot of heart too. So, and I used it, and then that was it. And then I understood. And then my goal was like to cook them that day. Then they will cook me the next day. Then I start 50-50, then 60-40, kind of like that. Yeah, and then but like learning how to the process of that one was a bit like grueling. But the moment you understood that part, you never go back anymore because you have that clarity, that understanding of how fighting games work. Because there's a constant conversation there, you know.
And that's
Some
what's,
people can
that's what's unique for like, that's what's so important about this is like when we answer questions, you notice me and Champ are always like, we're like talking about what works for us, and then we talk about how it can work for you. It's not like it's like a cookie cutter thing, like, because everybody's so unique. So like,
True.
how you get your confidence, how I get my confidence, how you get your confidence, everybody's so different. So you have to be self-aware, right? Of like, what fuel do I put in my car tank, right? You can't put diesel in a certain type of car, or else it's just gonna get fucking implode, right? So like, you can't force yourself to gain confidence in ways where you're not gonna be confident, you know. So like, for me, it's just like it's like putting myself against the most challenging shit, and then seeing that fucking small speck of progress. That's what's like, oh yes, finally.
Oh yeah,
right.
That's a W.
But that's not for everybody. Some people will fucking crash and burn trying to do that. So maybe
absolutely.
you know, so you might need somebody that's like closer to your skill level that you don't even necessarily have to beat up on, but it's just like Champ was saying, it's like maybe it's 40-60, right? Or like, or at least when you lose, it's like, you know, when you're losing, it's super tight, right? Like, and then you graduate into playing the higher echelon players. But you have to really be honest with yourself, so that way you can maintain motivation.
Attitude, number one.
Yeah, your attitude is your attitude, bro. If you don't have the right attitude, your shit's gonna go plummeting like that, you know?
Like, you can simplify this even. Like, for instance, let's just use this as an example. Let's say anti-airing, right? Let's say uppercut DPs. Okay. Right. So like, let's say you're trying to get good, okay, and then everybody just gets to jump in at you for free. So now your success rate, your anti-air frequency is just basically 0%, right? If you can now anti-air one out of 10 now, you have now improved like quite a lot, to be honest. A lot. That's a lot. Like a 10%, brother, that is huge. So you should look at it as a W. Okay? Like, let's say you get like 30 jumps, right? If you could just answer 3 of them, that's great. Because now you're unlocking that part of your brain that would be like, okay, you know what? Instead of focusing on how to hit him here or like attack him or how to defend, maybe I should start looking a little bit sometimes at the sky. You know what I mean? Like, you start unlocking that eye for that detail, you know? And then, and then later it's going to be 20 or 15, whatever, and then 30, and then you get better at that. Then you just cap it at 40, whatever the hell, and then work on the other areas. But usually the journey in fighting games is just so difficult. And some people like, are going to get super good, and they're going to be like, how come I don't do good in tournaments yet, you know, and this and that. One thing you got to realize, there's so many skilled players, like in pro level, right? So many strong players, right? But they're able to beat everybody. Anybody in the world they can beat, for sure, right? But then the difference with somebody who's even in the tournament is their stamina. The skill there, what makes it special, guys, I want you to always understand this, is that the ability to beat many pros in a row that day. That's why it's special. It's like, for one player to beat another player there, it's not a big deal. Because a lot of pros been doing that every day, okay? But like, to do that in a row, that's what's special. That's why winning a tournament is special, in my opinion, at least. But yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah, so I think
it's your stamina.
I think that if you have a local, just use it as like a source of fuel, a source for guidance, a launching pad, some sort of guidance, just to help you on this arduous journey of improving at fighting games. Fighting games are fucking brutal, guys. It's such a brutal genre, you know. So you have to like and figure out ways to manage your like ego in the process of improving, because this shit will beat the shit out of you. It'll batter and bruise you, you know. Champ probably lost way more than he's ever won, right? Exactly.
That's not true.
Really?
Not close.
You haven't lost more games than you've ever won from starting till now?
No, I'm not a good example for that, because I only lost in Street Fighter 4 because of my first fighting game there that I actually wanted to learn. But when I played Marvel games, from the first day I won a tournament, and I got top 8 every single on that one, except for one tournament.
Wait, so you're talking about fighting games. I'm talking about including Warcraft. I'm talking about everything. Like,
no, I won significant. I'm probably like, my overall win rate is probably like 80%. So I'm not like the proper example for that one.
Oh, so you're just a freak.
No, I'm just saying,
Yeah,
like,
you're
I'm
a
not
freak,
a good
bro.
example.
It's okay,
for that
bro.
one.
It's
But I'm saying, like,
God, fucking freak, man.
I
My
definitely
bad,
win more
brother.
than I would ever lose.
Fuck.
Brother, I have the highest win rate in CFN,
Forgot you're
brother.
not human. You're reptilian. My bad.
No, I'm serious.
I'm serious.
Like, I mean, like, I struggled for sure, but that struggle part, I made sure I never go back there because I actually grow from that experience. That's what I was telling people. Like, the moment you understood exactly why you're losing at this spot, right, and you fix it, you're gonna be another experience that's gonna be similar, right, but it's different approach that you just gotta fix it also. But learning how to fix the problems in your game is basically the most important thing, because now every new problem that you have, you're gonna fix it so you can improve your win rate. I never had a shitty win rate, by the way. I swear, never in any game. Except for the start, the very, very, very first start. And it took me like.
But that's what I'm saying is like, but for you to get to this level of proficiency, you lost more than you won. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying like total. I'm saying to get.
I studied so much more than I played.
Ah, okay.
That's different. Yeah. So every loss that I got, I remember it because of my fucking photographic memory. I remember on how fucking John, like maybe like the 6th or 7th game of the day, like after I block a fireball at the 2, like the range 2, you know, kind of like the round 1 start, a little bit closer when you walk it, and like after I block a fireball there, I can slide there after I block one if he throws another one, right? If I do a short slide, for instance, if he tries to whiff punish my medium, okay, he will whiff and I can whiff punish him back. But now this time he will backdash there. So I need to have a counter for that one, right? So I do fierce instead. It's like learning those little intricate details to what beats what, and this learning options in general is like, that's what I learned, you know, all throughout. But I studied more. But since I remember them, I can just lab that scenario again. And so next time I don't have to experience it again because I hate losing. So I would study each loss. So instead of me losing 100% to this situation again, I'll probably gonna have a 20% win rate for that day in that situation, right? And then it becomes better because I remember again. I need to refine this.
Motherfucker, you're saying the same shit. You're basically saying you're losing more than you're winning. You're literally saying you just only had 20% win rate. That's what I'm talking about.
Imagine this. I've been playing for fighting against for 15 years, correct? Okay?
Yeah, but I'm saying until you got to a level of proficiency.
I only had a losing 6 months. On any game, I start off winning.
And then you became proficient, right?
I wouldn't consider I started off at losing because I was winning everywhere else except for John Choi and Ricky Ortiz's house, brother. That's why when you say that the total games, it's not true.
But you played more games against them than other people, yes or no?
No, because it's only 60 games and you just get bodied there.
Okay.
But then you're going to win the tournament. Imagine you're winning the tournament, but you're losing to these fucking legends.
Are you playing 60 games at a tournament, though?
No, but I play other games with other people.
Okay. But anyways, my point is that you had to lose. You had to up the way you were making mistakes so that you could get fortified and get experience and get better. That's what new players have to do. That's what I'm basically saying.
Yes, for sure.
They have to do that.
Learn from your losses.
You have to make mistakes. You have to embrace making mistakes and losing. You know what I'm saying?
It's not a good example to use. Like, let's say, imagine, look at to say that to like when Justin's losing at the start. You think that but he learns so fast. Or Punk, for instance, those guys are extremely talented. For instance, right at the start too, and then all the way to the end. But for instance, those guys, they don't take that many L's. So you can tell them, mind you, when Punk was playing Street Fighter 4 at a very young age, when he was not even going to tournaments, he was already godlike also. So what I'm saying is there's talent for sure. There's talent and there's attitude, to withstand losses and learn from them, you know? And some people get frustrated. When they get frustrated, they get emotional and they go, fuck this game, fuck this, I'm switching characters, I'm doing this. And that usually gets them that usually stops them from learning that experience. Instead, right? They end up getting pissed off and getting emotional and be no, blame everything else but themselves, right? And that's why they don't get better in those spots. But actually telling yourself, kind of like you need to tell yourself your ground game is trash, right? It's because you keep whiffing everything, you know? And then you need to tell that yourself, so you actually work on your ground game. That's why I have to keep reminding you that. Because your ground game is not trash, though. It's just trash-ish. You know what I mean?
Let's see. With his outfit 3 revealed, do you think Terry actually knows how to ball? Do you think that he could be on the Lakers?
That's the question you pick.
Yeah, why not?
That's the question you pick.
Why the fuck not? That's a good question. Do you think he can ball? Answer the question. Why are you so nervous?
It's basically, Yo, bro, let's practice later, okay? Let's work on our ground game. No, bro. I don't want to do that. Let's go watch some Netflix. That's the kind of attitude this is why. This is why, guys. Instead of picking something we can learn from, this is what he does. Answering some nonsense. Okay? That's what it is. Instead, you should be asked read better questions like, do you think Jamie standing fierce is getting nerfed? There you go. That's a great question. So you answer that.
Okay. All right, next question. So let's see. What do you think the community can do to get over the trauma left from Street Fighter 4 Elena? Do you feel the hate for her is overdone? I think the hate for her is justified because that bitch was fucking stupid in Street Fighter 4. But she's a completely different character, so there's no reason to hate her anymore, to be honest.
I don't think there's no more hate. I don't think there's any hate anymore, actually. Because I think she's not going to function the same way. There's no focus attack backdash here to build drive gauge, or to build super meter or ultra meter, so you can just heal over and over again, And you don't gain those meter when you're getting hit anyway, so you cannot loop it. So I think that's fine.
Okay. Let's see. If they added invincible backdashes to Street Fighter 6, would there need to be system mechanic tweaks, or would the implementation alone be fine? What do you think of that?
Imagine that, but you played 4. Imagine invincible backdash in this game. Well, okay, you tell me your take first. I have a different take.
I think invincible backdash would be. I don't know. I have to think. I've never thought about that in this game, to be honest.
I did think about this already.
I think. Okay, let me kind of brainstorm my thought process. So invincible backdash. So then obviously that would open up option selects. And what would OS's lose? That would okay. So then you'd have forced more parry mind games, right? Because of that.
Yes.
And then that would obviously open up. I think that would be a pretty interesting way to open up the RPS of the game.
It wouldn't change as much. Because it would just be harder for the general public to play.
Which, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. It'll be like a
but so for the pros, they would love that because that would create a next layer of knowledge that the general public has to acquire or skill set in order for them to compete or to have a slight chance anyways.
Okay.
So like when it comes to that one, it's better for the pro, but it's not good for the overall the overall ecosystem of the game, because now in order for you to hit somebody consistently, you kind of have to do option select. You have to do safe jumps, option select, sweep, option select 2 MKDRC in these situations, because just in case they do invincible backdash, right?
Okay.
Like it will be crazier in that sense. So like, I guess like imagine your meaty guys is gonna whiff. Your meaty is gonna whiff. But then if you go for meaty, right? But if you option select jab, and then sweep, so if he does backdash, your sweep will come out after he whiffed the jab.
Right.
So to do that. But then that also means if I do a wake up reversal, I'm going to catch you too. So it's going to be hard. That also makes drive reversal extremely strong because your option select will get counter hit by the drive reversal. So it will be like so complex in the mind game on the defense versus offense. So it will be a lot harder to hit somebody in general. So that only benefits pros.
It might actually not eat it might not counter hit if the chain OS gets eaten by the freeze frame of the drive reversal. So that would still actually be pretty good. That'll be really strong still, It
doesn't give you that much freeze frame for the drive reversal though.
Yeah, it's tight. It is tight. But it does exist. Yeah. And then that's the other thing that you were talking about. You were talking about like that extra layer of execution that would just kind of be like a hurdle, right?
That's gonna be so nasty, I'm telling you.
Wait, what? Not
my man.
Out. Emergency!
Give me the link.
Give me the link. Give me the link right now.
Send it.
Give me the link. Let me read chat. Give me the link expeditiously. Put it in there right now. I'm gonna fucking stop playing.